Bro, have you guys ever seen that video of Lil Tecca on fucking Instagram Live where he's like dancing and he just like disappears? Dude, that shit is so fucking funny. I'm just thinking about that shit because like I think Midwxst made like a snippet video for like one of his recent singles and he put that shit in there and it just reminded me that that video exists. I'm gonna put it on the screen because like the shit's just like funny as fuck. That's it. That's the intro for today. I just thought that was funny and you guys needed to hear that. Yo, what's up guys, it's me Shadow. We're back again for another tutorial video. This week we're back with the Hyperpop artist. This week we're going to be covering how to make a Midwxst type beat. Before we get into the video, I just want to say guys, can we try to get this video to 50 to 100 likes in the first week? Remember to subscribe if you like the video. I try to post these tutorials every week, every other week. I don't really have a schedule at this point because I'm trying to focus on other things, but I'll put a little like link to the playlist with the rest of my tutorials up in the top corner. And yeah guys, one more thing before we start the video. I just want to say I'm very tired right now and pretty out of it. I don't really know why. I'm not sick, none of that shit. I just like feel kind of weird. It's not even as late as my other videos normally are, but yeah guys, just a warning, if I'm like on some weird shit during this video, you know why. But with that out of the way guys, let's jump right into the video. Alright, first thing before we start the beat, we're going to set the BPM to 122. BPM is not something that's important for Hyperpop in general or Midwxst type beats. He has beats that range from like 180 pushing 200 BPM to shit that's like 120 BPM. So I picked 122 because I went for a more trap influenced Midwxst beat where it's like a sort of a fusion of Hyperpop and like regular hip hop drums, shit like that. What the fuck? I messed up the fucking labels. Okay, now that I fixed that, back to the video. Yeah, BPM 122. Now that we have that out of the way, we're going to the sound selection for this beat, everything that I used in this beat. Starting off, we have the generic hi-hat 1. That's a 2. From the Gucci kit, Euro snare. From the Gucci kit, Joker snare. From the Gucci kit, Fuego clap. Hi-hat click. Actually, not from the Gucci kit, it's from the 4am kit, but I did take this hi-hat and put it into my drum kit Potions, Hyperpop drum kit. I'll link that below if you guys want it because it's just like a fire drum kit, you know. I packed a fuck ton of sounds in it. It's free. Shameless plug. If you guys want a good Hyperpop drum kit, I'll link that in the description. Go download it. I have this HardJasiahtypebeat 808. Yeah, basically just a fucking distorted Zay 808. Super simple. Fucking that's it. And then yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I do have Serum. Basically I used 2 instances of Serum, both with sound banks. So I know this is like the only paid part of the video, but basically the first thing is from the TDA sound bank. It's this pop grit bass sauce, but I didn't use it as a bass. I use it as a lead melody in like the higher octaves like this. Like that, you know, you use in the higher octaves like it's a fucking it's a lead. And I mean, if you want to sound similar to that, you can get Serum right now for like $10 a month. Like it's a really good deal. Or use any other plugin that has like really good distorted leads. And the last sound is Reese from Clueless. Again, fucking TDA kit. But basically it's just a really distorted, I distorted the shit out of it. Fucking sub bass. That's like way higher pitch than it's actually going to be in the song. But yeah, just a sub bass. You guys can use any Reese sub bass from any drum kit or any plugin. And yeah guys, with that out of the way, let's get into the actual beat. We'll start with the melody. Alright guys, starting with the melody, this is what I made. I'm just going to play it out for you guys real quick and then basically tell you guys my thought process going through it. Basically, this melody is really simple. It might look a little complex just because of these high up notes, but you know, there were a lot of things about this beat that when I was creating it, I was like, is this beat even good or not? Like, I feel like it's good, but like, I feel like there were a lot of things that I did with that were really weird, you know, that I was just like not feeling. But basically, if I delete these notes real quick, this is the melody. It's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 notes. This is literally 4 notes the entire time. Except for these. Sorry, I forgot about these guys. These guys are just to like make it dip down to a lower octave, but it's still the C note, you know, just a lower octave. Alright guys, but with the melody out of the way, now we're gonna move on to the drum patterns, starting with the hi-hat. So there's actually 2 hi-hat patterns. There's this one that sounds like this. It does not get more simple than that. It's literally a 2-step hi-hat pattern with a little gap where the clap hits because I just wanted that like space in the beat. And then some rolls, like that's it, you know, really simple rolls. Then we have the second hi-hat pattern, which is arguably even easier than the first one. Sounds like this. Literally not even a 2-step, fucking like 1 step. Like I just filled everything in the channel roll. And then for like the last little quarter of the bar, I just made it like even less, or not even more, like I fucking made it hit even more like that. I'm sorry I'm explaining things so poorly right now. I'm so fucking tired. But yeah, guys, basically, those are the two hi-hat patterns. The first one was for like the intros right before the drops, and then the second one is for when that beat actually drops and like it's all crazy and fucking hectic. Moving on from that, we have the Fuego clap. It's a clap. I don't even have to play that for you. The claps hit the same every single beat. It hits like a stereotypical clap does. Then we have the snares, guys. I'm going to play the two snares with the clap at the same time because it's not really going to make a lot of sense if I don't. But basically, with a lot of Midwest type beats, they just go fucking crazy with the snares. You know, they'll put a shit ton in, make it sound really fucking hectic. And that's what I kind of tried to do with this beat. So basically, I took two different snares. I made one hit really often, and I made one hit sort of in between it. So it's like sort of overwhelming, but at the same time, like it sort of sits in the backdrop of the mix, so it's not too crazy, but this is what it's gonna sound like. Yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. Just you sort of use the snare as a perk almost, but like very often. You want it to be really hectic, you want it to be really intense, so that's what I did with the snares. Then we have the Zay 808. I went crazy with this 808 pattern. This is not a very traditional 808 pattern, so I'm going to play this for you guys real quick and then sort of talk you guys through what I did for this 808 pattern. So what did I do for this 808 pattern? I fuck a ton. I'm not going to teach you guys how to pitch 808s or any of that. You guys can watch a fucking individual tutorial for that. But basically, what happens in a lot of Midwest type beats that aren't super hyperpop influenced, they're really, like, you know, trap hip-hoppy. Whoever gets to produce this shit just fucking goes crazy with the 808s. So if you're going to do an 808 pattern for a Midwest type beat, make the 808 hit a lot and make it hit in, like, sort of non-conventional places. The first half of my 808 pattern is pretty normal. But right in like the last quarter, this part right here is not conventional at all, and you kind of just have to listen with your ear and experiment. But just for your 808 pattern, make it super hectic, make it super fun, you know, high octaves, low octaves, all that shit. And yeah, guys, that's the 808. And then, guys, we have the open hat pattern. I'm gonna play the open hat pattern with the 808 because basically what I did that happens in a lot of hyperpop type beats is they'll have the open hat hit where the kick and the 808 hit. Basically, it adds more effect to the 808. So instead of using that open hat as like a perk, you sort of use it as a complement to the 808. Basically, I made it hit a shit ton and the half. Basically, I made it I made it hit like a fuck ton. And I'm just gonna play it for you guys so you can hear it and then move on. Yeah, there you go, guys. Basically, if you want to do this in a more simple way, just literally make your hats hit like every other 808. You know, that's a pretty simple way to do it. You can go more crazy. You can make it hit in between. You can make it hit every time. It's just like a little bit of sauce that I like to do in some of my hyperpop type beats. And then, guys, the very last thing, which I forgot to mention, was the sub bass that basically plays right before the beat drops, tuned to the melody, and it's going to sound like this. Yeah, guys, there you go. That's the sub bass pattern. My only advice, if you have a sub bass that cuts itself, what I did is I got these little stab notes at the very like last quarter of the sub bass while it was playing in the beat, and I just sort of made the effect of like a gate on it, but I just didn't feel like using a gate, so I just chopped my notes accordingly. And yeah, guys, super simple tuned 808 pattern. Super simple tuned sub bass pattern with just a bunch of chops in it. Alright, guys, before we move on to the mixing, we're gonna go over the structuring real quick. Basically, the intro is just the melody for you know, play it 4 times over again. The second half comes in. It's gonna be the sub bass, the hi-hats, and the clap. That's gonna be it. Literally, like, super simple. Just like a fucking 16-bar intro, 16-bar drop, 16-bar break, 16-bar drop, short outro. But yeah, like I said, intro, just the beginning half is really simple. Second half, you're gonna use the sub bass, and then when it drops, it's gonna be basically everything excluding the sub bass. And then you're going to bring in your pitch down melody. You're going to bring in your pitched up melody that's reversed. Yeah, and it's just going to be everything except for the open hat. And with the open hat, I make it just start playing at the second half. And I'm going to cut the hi-hats out. Basically, if you guys want like a fun little like super short, easy tip for structuring, I like to do this when the beat is like, when your hook is like halfway through, just cut out like half of the hi-hat pattern. So it gives a little break and like, you know how it's basically like when artists cut the beat out of their song completely, but it's like less extreme. And if you have sounds that are like percussion related, for the first hook, don't bring them all in right away. That's what I did with the open hat. And then for the break, it's going to be the melody and the sub bass the entire time, then the hi-hat and the clap playing for the end half. And then for this second drop, it's going to be the same thing as the first drop, except the open hat plays the entire time. And the outro is going to be the regular melody and the pitch down melody. The hi-hats and claps play half the time, and then we automate the volume to just drop out. The only other thing I did is in my Potions drum kit, again, link in the description, I have a bunch of risers. I basically took this long riser, put it right before the drop, and then made the second one unique and reversed it so it sort of acts as like an impact. Basically, I put the riser right before the first drop, right after the first drop, right before the second drop, right after the second drop. It's just every time the beat moves from verse to hook or intro to hook or anything like that, just put a riser and a impact. You don't have to do this, but I like to do it. Hyperpop artists do it a lot. And yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the structuring. Now we're gonna go on the mixing, and then we're gonna wrap this video up. Now, guys, this is actually pretty funny. I recorded the mixing before the structuring on accident, and what I discovered when I was looking through the mixing is literally nothing in this beat is mixed at all. It's hardly even leveled because I wanted it to sound distorted and fucking crazy and hectic. And you're just not going to get that sound by making shit sound clean. So the only thing and the most important thing you're going to do for these Midwxst type beats, if you want them to hit, is take your limiter off. So many producers just don't use limiters or clippers. So yeah, that's it. You're going to take that off, and then with the Zay 808, I turned it down like a little tiny bit because it was clipping almost too hard. And yeah, guys, that's literally it. No mixing of anything, just fucking a little bit of leveling. Yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't, don't. Remember, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this. I try to post these tutorials every week or every other week. Sometimes I get lazy. And yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Have a good day or night. Peace.